Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do an analysis for the company Wavecon Telecom. So this is a presentation for the analysis. So let's start the presentation. So let's first understand about the dashboard that we have prepared for the company Wavecon Telecom. So this is the KPI view of the dashboard, and we are having four KPIs majorly: the revenue, ARPU, that is average revenue per user, then total active user, then total unsubscribed users. So this is the KPI view of the dashboard. Second one is the market view for the dashboard. So here on the top we can see the market share of the Wavecon along with its peers, the value they have generated over the month. And on the downside we can see the top five cities and the bottom five cities based on their revenue, active users, unsubscribed users, and the average revenue per user. The third view is the plan view in this dashboard based on different plans of the Wavecon Telecom company, how much total revenue they have generated, and before 5G, what was their revenue, and after 5G, what was their revenue. So overall, the plan performance. And on the downside, here are the monthly revenue generated by the each plan in all the months. And on the right side here, you can see top five or bottom five cities and their revenue they have generated. So this was all about the dashboard. Now let's start our analysis part. So first, let's understand what is the impact of 5G launch on the revenue of the company. So the revenue performance, we can see that majorly the revenue is coming from top three cities like Mumbai, followed by Delhi, and then Kolkata. The figures are here on the screen. While cities like Lucknow, Gurgaon, and Patna have experienced a revenue increase post the 5G launch, but the overall revenue has declined by minus 0.50%. And also, if we see the monthly pattern, we can see June initially saw a growth, and in the month of July saw the peak, followed by a decline in the August and a stabilized form in the month of September. In case of average revenue per user, we can see the strongest average revenue per user are from the cities like Mumbai, Patna, and Lucknow. The figures are there on the screen. There is a positive momentum overall in the ARPU, that is a 11.05% increase after the 5G launch. And also we can note that the cities like Raipur, Ahmedabad, and Patna are showing a positive increase. So the in the month-on-month performance, the ARPU growth from June to September demonstrate improve in the customer value. So there is a positive response from that. Now, based on the total active users KPI and the total unsubscribed users, we can see here the highest we are getting the active users are from the city Mumbai, Kolkata, and Delhi, same as the revenue. And we can see that Pune has gained 18.06% post 5G, which is a positive impact of the 5G, while some cities like Ahmedabad, Delhi, and Raipur also saw a significant decline. So the focus should be now here why the decline is happening and what all we can do to improve regain the active users from these cities. Overall, the customer base has saw a decline minus 8.28% from the month of June till September. There is a positive decline in the overall active user base. Now the fourth one, total unsubscribed users. So basically, Mumbai has seen a reduction in the unsubscribers by a minus 12.63%, which is a positive impact, and it's also demonstrating a strong retention of the active customer base. So we should focus on the customer base in Mumbai. And in cities like Lucknow, Pune, and Jaipur are experiencing a significant increase in the customer churn. So we must focus on these three cities and try to imply some strategies to regain the customers there also. Post the 5G launch, so basically 23.50 percentage increase in the unsubscribed users. Now, this is also an alarming fact, and we must focus there from the month of June till September. So, follow why the increase in the unsubscribers are there and what we can do to improve them. And based on this, which KPI is underperforming after the 5G launch? So based on all that, we can see the total subscribers is the underperforming. Like it's the highest one in all the other KPIs. So the company must focus on the unsubscribed users and how to reduce that in the upcoming days. Now, after the 5G launch, we can see the market share dynamic. How is the market share, whether it's improving or not? So company PIO is again the dominant leader. It is showing a small, but it is showing constant growth, and the trajectory is in the positive way, that is upward way, and it's having a market leader position currently in the market. So the market share of the Wavecon, as we can see, there is an erosion in the market share. Like Wavecon is experiencing a decline in its market share. Now it's suggesting some of the customer churn, or maybe it's weakening brand competitiveness. So now Wavecon has to find some strategy and imply that to regain its market share and also increase it by year-on-year percentage. So this was all about the market share dynamics. Now let's see after the 5G launch, which plans are performing well in terms of revenue or which plans are not performing well. So based on the analysis of the plan performance, we can see that plan P1, P2 basically P1 is the dominant revenue driver, and it's showing the peak majorly more revenue is coming from that particular plan. Now let's see after the 5G launch, which plans are performing well in terms of revenue. So here we can see these are the five plans out of the 13 plans of Wavecon Telecom. These are the five plans we have selected, and out of that, P1 plan remains the dominant revenue driver. That is, it's bringing is the most revenue before and even after the 5G launch. The revenue is almost increasing in plan P1. And in case of plan P2 and P3, P4, it's almost constant before and after 5G launch. So there's not much difference in the revenue from these three plans. But in plans P11 and P12, we can see there is an excellent growth after the launch of 5G, and the revenue is increasing. After the 5G launch, these two plans are bringing more and more revenue. So the company must also focus on these two plans. And now let's see which plans are not performing well. So plans like here it's not mentioned, but plans like P5 to P7, the revenue is declining and they need more attention, maybe like product rebranding or pricing restructuring in those particular plans. So this was about the plan performance. So now let's see, is there any plan affected largely by the 5G launch? Should we continue or discontinue the plan? So as I have mentioned now, the P5 to P7 are declining. The company should focus on these plans, whether if it's not again generating revenue, either to discontinue that plan or make some changes, as I mentioned, requiring some brand restructuring or pricing restructuring, something like that. And lastly, let's see the some recommendations. So overall recommendations, let's see that Wavecon can adopt to improve its revenue and the plan and the market share. First, they should prioritize customer retention. They should focus on this 23.50% increase in the subscriptions, and to improve that, they should launch some targeted retention programs. Particularly, they should focus on cities where the number was higher, like Lucknow, Pune, and Jaipur, and try to improve the customer base there and regain the customers, basically. Second one, they should accelerate new plan growth. They should focus on the new two plans, that is P11 and P12, after the 5G launch that has generated an excellent revenue. So they should focus on these plans and try to attract more customers towards these plans. That can lead to revenue expansion and can also open to other opportunities as well. Third one is restructuring declining plans. Like as I mentioned, plans like P5 to P7, if they can do some restructuring in the brand or restructuring in the pricing. If it's not working, they should discontinue these plans from P5 to P7. And based on the geographic strategy and refinement, Mumbai is our top market. which is generating a higher revenue, and that has also seen a decrease in the unsubscribed users. So the company should basically focus on Mumbai market while also addressing the issues in like market like Ahmedabad, Delhi, and Raipur, and try to regain the active user base there and also declining the unsubscribed use. So these were all about the recommendations to Wavecon. And finally, the conclusion. So the conclusion can be said like that the overall it was a mixed performance after the launch of 5G for Wavecon Telecom. Like the ARPU have seen an increase by 11.5%, while the active users have fall by minus 8.28%, and also there is an increase in the unsubscribed users by 23.50%. So basically, it was a mixed response, and the company should focus on the downside. And based on the revenue, we can see after the launch of 5G, the two plans, that is the P11 and P12, which are now bringing a good revenue. The company should focus on these plans. And related to the market share, the company should adopt some strategies to regain their market share, which now they are losing, and increasing their performance, and also try to adopt some methods to match with the market leader, that is the PIO. And based on that, they are related to the overall structuring and all, the company should restructure some plans like P5 to P7 as mentioned earlier. Then replicating some of the best practices, and also by focusing on the bigger market, like the major market like Mumbai, and also focusing on small cities like Delhi and Ahmedabad, where they can have a good amount of active user base, and it will also help in reducing the unsubscribed users. So these were all the suggestions to the Wavecon, and this is all about my analysis. So I hope the analysis is clear and the Wavecon will take necessary steps to improve their market position and also restructure their brand by and which will help them in further increasing their revenue and overall active user base. So this was all from my side. Thank you.